Yo, what's up, everybody? It's the One Successful Failure podcast. And of course, you are rocking with your girl Trip. You know where you at. Don't even trip. This is part 3 of episode 4. I Married a Cheater. We already know that there's Stephanie, and we already know that this motherfucker's crazy. But we want you to know everything else. I know I'm making jokes and making light of the situation, but I guess that's my way of healing. And a lot of you all are going to heal your way, are going to have your own opinions. We're not really concerned about that. This is the story that I have to tell because this is a story that I really lived through. It's not post-production. It's not made for drama TV. This is real life. This is made for drama. I married this motherfucker, and I'm telling my story, my truth, my way. Thank y'all so far for all the likes, all the subscribes. It's weird that I'm thanking you for likes, for liking this tragedy that I'm in. But I understand you like that I'm getting it out. You like the healing. And hopefully by you liking, subscribing, and sharing, this can help somebody else have a little more release and a little more understanding in their own healing journey. But again, it's my truth. It's my transparency. And I'm sharing it with you. Again, thank you for watching the other episodes. This is part 3, episode 4. I married a cheater because I really, really did. We want to see you in them goddamn comments, man. Tell me what you think about the first 2 parts of it. It's the One Successful Failure podcast. Thank y'all. See you in the goddamn comments. I'm telling you, I'm going to be there. And when I saw these messages, I said, man, this person is motherfucking crazy. You telling somebody I'm holding a dog hostage? She had texted this person and said I was beating her. She had texted this person and said all kind of things like this. Like, who is this? And why would she be saying this about me? I've never put my hands on her. I've never touched her. Well, I've touched her. I had touched her for 11 years. But not like what she was saying. Not like that. Like, no, man, we didn't get down like that. Like, we argued. Like, I mean, she was immature when she would throw stuff and, you know, it would get to that point. But physical, we had never gotten there. So why am I reading in this text to this woman that I'm beating her, that I'm holding her hostage, that I've stolen the dog and won't let her go? But see, where I'm from, like, I don't really care. If you beating me, if you hold me hostage, man, ain't no dog, cat, rabbit, squirrel, chinchilla, ain't nothing like that you can take from me that's going to make me stay somewhere where I'm being physically fucked up. But that's what she was telling this person. And again, she was drunk, passed out on the couch. So I woke her up. Hey, get up. Get the fuck up. Oh, I'm beating you. Oh, I'm holding you. Hey, man, you can get the fuck out. I went upstairs. I packed all of her stuff. I brought it downstairs. And I said, when you wake up in the morning, because I'm not going to put you out now because you're so drunk you don't even know your name. But when you get up, oh, you're going to remember this. And you're going to see your stuff packed. And you can get out. I stayed up all night crying, pacing until I myself finally passed out on the couch. And I woke up to hearing the door kind of creaking. And I saw this girl tiptoeing out like nobody's going to hear me. And she just crept out the house. But she left all her clothes that I had packed right by the door. She stepped over those clothes to walk out the door. Didn't take nothing. Not even the car. So however she got to wherever she went, I still don't know to this day. But whatever. She left again and she was gone for about 5 days. And I popped up on her at her job because I love my woman and I missed her. And I was still confused and I didn't know what was going on. So I popped up the only way that I knew how. I popped up and brought her some coffee at 6 o'clock in the morning to her class. And I was like, yo, baby, I don't know what's going on, but you need to come home. We need to figure this out. And she threw her arms around me and she was like, God, I'm so glad you said that. I missed you so much. I thought it was over. Blah, 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 blah. This was the end of February, 2020. I had booked us another trip to another cancer convention 4 days from now. We were headed to California to this convention that we had been going to for the past 2 years where we was famous, I was famous, and they was highlighting me and her. They had all this marketing material, pictures blown up of me and her together. We were the focus of this convention. We were ready to go. We was ready. I was supposed to be speaking. I was supposed to be advocating. We was going to go learn. We was going to go laugh and cry and be with our tribe. And as we were walking out the door on March 4th or 5th of 2020, she got a text message from the airlines, and it said that our flight was canceled due to something crazy called Corona or something. And I didn't know what this was. I was like, Corona, we drink them. What you talking about? She was like, yeah, you ain't been hearing about this? And I was like, nah, you mean the thing that's happening to them Asians over there in China? But I don't understand. Why would they be canceling our convention in California? It doesn't make sense. So we went back in the house because we wasn't going anywhere. And since she had already had the message that our flight was canceled, I got on my email, and sure enough, there was an email from the hotel saying, yeah, we're canceling y'all's convention. California is shutting down due to coronavirus, and stay safe, everybody. And just like that, it was like, I mean, what are we supposed to do now? And she said, I don't know, let's turn on the TV. And we turned on the TV, and the news came on. And the news was telling us about how Corona was taking over, how California had shut down, how people was about to start rioting and raiding your house for the toilet paper. Hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your paper towels, hide the toilet paper. Hide your ass inside for the next 2 weeks until we can figure out what's going on. Nobody's going anywhere in the city of Houston. We are officially on lockdown for 2 weeks. That's what the news said. And I was like, 2 weeks? She just snuck out. She's just sneaking back in. We don't know what's going on. So we talked and said, what are we going to do about this? Because we locked in for the next 2 weeks. And she said, well, let's figure out a plan. And let's figure out what we're going to do to go forward. So we made a plan. We made a deal. We made a promise to each other that our relationship was worth more than what we was doing with it right now. It was worth more than the text messages and the naked pictures that she had been sending to Stephanie. Our relationship and our love and our friendship was worth more than the lies that she was telling Stephanie about me beating her. And I was like, yo, do you know that you could get me fucked up with this kind of message? What if Stephanie sent this message to the cops and they came and got me? And like the narcissistic sociopath that she is, she was like, oh, baby, I never thought about that. I'm so sorry. I would never do anything to hurt you. So let's make this deal. We're going to stay together. And in these 2 weeks, we're going to make a plan to grow together. We're both going to seek counseling separately and together. We're going to do this for 3 months, but we're going to figure it out in these next 2 weeks that we're going to be locked in. And if you know, like I know, if you experienced Corona or what we now know as COVID, the same way I experienced, in the same way she experienced, in the same way California experienced, that 2 weeks turned into 2 years. For 2 years, we were locked in the house together. But I don't like the word locked in. For 2 years, we got to enjoy each other, uninterrupted, uninhibited. However we wanted to enjoy each other. We started all over. I had my best friend. We was fishing every day. We was chilling. We had paint parties. We reintroduced our love again. It was like crazy. And we consummated the relationship. But before we did, I was crying. I was like, yo, I don't think I want to do this because I feel like you're somebody else's woman. I don't want to sleep with somebody else's woman. And she looked me right in the face and she said, but I'm not. I'm only yours. I've only ever been yours. And it just got me. And her drugging me and her sneaking out for 7 days. I didn't know where she had gone still. I thought she was with her yaya because that's what she told me. And why would I question it? Her doing all the things that she had done. Her lying to this person via text, telling I stole the dog and I was beating her. All that went out the window. I didn't care about it no more. She said she was only mine. She said that she had only ever been, from the day that we met, only mine. And for those 2 years, she was only mine. But it was getting weird within those 2 years. It's like the more we got better and started loving each other more and heavily and better, and our friendship developed and grew thicker and tighter than it could ever be, which I didn't know it could get any thicker and tighter, she started putting this pressure on me to propose to her. See, we had been together for, by this time, 11 and a half years, almost 12. And she was saying if I loved her, if I really wanted to be with her, I would propose to her. I would stop fucking around. I would stop having my fear of commitment. I would learn to trust her. I could trust her. How can I still be cheating on you, Nikki? How can I be doing this to you, Trip? When we're in this house together 24 hours a day for the past 2 years, you see my phone. How could I be with somebody else? And what I forgot to tell y'all is in that 2 years, she came clean. She finally admitted to me that when she left for those 7 days, she wasn't with her yaya. She was with some man. And all this time, he was Stephanie. And that they have been in a emotional relationship via text for the past 3 years. But she also went to California to be with him for 7 days. And she crushed my heart and she crushed my world. But she said, I'm coming clean because you need to know this. This is how much I love you. And this is how much I want to be with you. You got to know this. And I want you to know this so that we can move forward with a clean slate. And if you love me, we'll get engaged. We'll live happily, live ever after. I don't want to be with anybody but you. She said to me, I don't care where we go. I don't care where we live. I would live in a cardboard box as long as I'm with you. So February 20th, 2021, I had help from a few of my friends put together a photo shoot. And in that photo shoot, I proposed. And she was the happiest I've ever seen her in her life. And immediately we left the photo shoot proposal, and I had already set up a she said yes party at a restaurant with all of my family and all of my friends and all of everybody who loved and cared about us and our relationship. They were there. And I walked her in there, and it was like a movie. It was like a dream. It was like, surprise. And she cried so hard. But I was looking at her, and I know her. I just said I've been with her for 12 years. This was our 12th year anniversary to the date. February 20th was the day that we had met 12 years prior. She started crying in this party, and it was the fakest cry I'd ever seen from her. It was the biggest tears coming down, and she was like, oh my God, the amount of love that's in this room just for me. Now, not just for you, for us. They're celebrating us. They're celebrating our engagement, our love. See, I had never told anybody that she drugged me. I had never told anybody that she cheated. I never told anybody that it was a man. I never told anybody anything. For 2 years, I went to therapy and I worked on me. She never did anything. She said she didn't need any work. I did. She said I was controlling. I was insecure. I had problems. I had this. My family was fucked up, and so was I. And this is the person that was supposed to love me more than anything, so I believed her. So those 2 years that we were locked in, me and her worked on us, and I worked on me. And in this party, I saw her work the fucking crowd. But we was engaged. The very next day, she started planning our wedding. This big, elaborate wedding. 200 people on the guest list. I don't know about her, but I couldn't at the time fucking name 10 people that I wanted, but she wanted 200 people, and I was like, bet, whatever you want. I was always like, whatever you want. This was my baby. This was my woman. This was now my fiance. It's whatever you want. So she's planning it. She's this, she's that. She was planning it for the gram. All the pictures we're going to take, all of this. Oh my God, if I heard about Instagram any fucking more, I thought she was getting married to Instagram. That's all I was hearing. Oh, this is going to be great. Wait for the pictures, wait for this. Until she started seeing how much it was going to cost to have this elaborate wedding that she was talking about. And she expected me to pay for it. And because that's what I did. I provided. I paid for things. I took care of shit. She never had to worry about anything. The only time she had to step up and worry about something was that 1.5 years, 2 years that I was fighting to save my life for cancer, and she had to take care of things. And she did. I'll never take it away from her. She held it down however she could, but she did that. But I was back, and I was back holding it down. I was getting money again. My hair was back. My confidence was back on the outside, but not on the inside, because she was beating me down. But when I gave her the budget that I had come up with, I was like, here's the budget, baby. Here's what you got for this wedding. And she was like, shit, that's it? Well, ain't no way I can plan all the things that I wanted to plan. And so just like clockwork, maybe 2-3 weeks later into the planning, she just quit. And said, well, maybe we'll just get married or we'll elope to a resort or go to Vegas, but we don't know what we can do because it's still COVID right now. It's still Corona. And we don't know what things are going to be happening. That's what she was telling me. That's what I was believing. But I guess now that I look back at it, I guess that's when she got back in communications with dude. I don't know when she got back in communications with dude. I never knew she was back in communications with dude. I didn't ever know that dude existed anymore. I never knew anything existed. For 2 years, nothing existed except for us. And that was 2021, February. July of 2021, less than 5 months later, she walked up to me one day. It was like a Sunday or maybe a Monday. And she said, baby, I'm tired of trying to plan this wedding. I don't care about a wedding no more. All I care about is being your wife, changing my name to your name, being with you forever. And I just got a question. And I was like, yo, what's up? And she said, if we were to just sneak away and get married, fuck this big marriage, fuck this wedding, that shit's stupid anyway. We would be doing that for other people. We wouldn't be doing that for us, man. We're together. That's all that I care about. If we were to go and just go to a resort or something, or even go to the courthouse or something, or even fly to Vegas, since it's COVID, we can't have people. Who's the one person in your life that you would want to be at this wedding that you would say that you can't get married without? And I'm like, shit, I don't know. I'm hypothetically speaking because I'm thinking we hypothetically talking. And I said, well, I don't know, shit, I guess my mom. And she said, I knew you was going to say that. Because I'm flying your mom in. And she'll be here tomorrow. And that would have been Monday. And she said, and then we have until Wednesday to go to the courthouse and do this paperwork. Because I've already made us an appointment. We're getting married on Saturday. And I said, what? And she was like, yeah. You say you trust me, you say you believe me, but you don't act like it. I don't think you trust me because it took you forever to propose. I had to beg you to propose to me, and if you love me, I shouldn't be begging you. And if you love me, you'll marry me. If you trust me, if you really believe that this is over and I'm with you, you'll marry me. And like clockwork, the next day, my mom flew into Houston with her terrible jokes, with her saying to me, I hope you're ready for this because you know if you don't marry this girl, you either gonna have to fucking kill her or leave her or she's gonna kill you. See, my mom has this bad sense of humor. My mom has a way of just making me feel even worse. She's never been my mom. She has never consulted me. And I guess she didn't know what I was going through. I guess she didn't know the feelings I was having because I had never told her about her cheating on me. I never told her about her drugging me. I never told her anything because I couldn't. Because I couldn't trust my mom. Because my mom was like, kind of like my daughter. Like I took care of my mom. Like I did a lot for her. And anytime I didn't, my mom would throw it back at me. My mom would use any negative thing in my life that she could to beat me across the head with it until she got what she wanted. So I never told her about me dying on the inside, about my girlfriend leaving me for a man, about my girlfriend drugging me, about what I was going through, about how my life was falling apart, about how for 2 years I've been in therapy trying to work out all the traumatic things that had happened to me as a child. These were the things that I was working out in therapy that I couldn't tell my mom. So she's in my house in Houston 5 days before I'm getting married, making all kind of terrible jokes. Man, I hope you ready for this. And her and my girl was drinking, and when my mom drinks, she says something, anything, and I'm just walking on eggshells because I don't want to argue with my mama. I don't want to argue with my woman. I don't want to get fucking married, but I do, but I don't, but I don't know what the fuck is going on. How did she make this appointment? Whoa, it's Saturday and we're walking into the courthouse. And they said you can't have anybody there except for one guest. And I said, okay, but somebody's got to capture this moment. We got to have a photographer. So I called this young man, which was a friend at the time, and he was wanting to prove that he was a photographer. And I was like, yo, dude, you always need some money. I'll give you some money to come and be our photographer. And he's like, man, you ain't got to pay me. I would love to do that. And I'm like, yeah, I'll pay you, whatever. Meet us at the courthouse Saturday morning. Saturday morning? Goddamn, y'all getting... Yeah, nigga, that's what I said. Yeah, just like that. The same shock you feeling is the same shock I'm feeling. Don't ask no fucking questions. Hey, man, show up at the courthouse at this time. We getting married. Because she said, if I trust her, if I want to be with her, if I believe her, I'm not wasting no more time. It's been 12 years. Hey, man, you gonna marry me or what? So Saturday morning, I'm there. My mama's there. He's there. And we take these pictures, and we're outside in the park, and we're waiting on the people from the courthouse to say that we can come in because, see, it's still COVID. They wouldn't let us wait inside. And on Saturday, the courthouse is closed. It's only open for weddings. And they only let you in when it's your turn. And so we're watching a couple come out in their wedding dresses, and the man's in his tux, and we're here in some fucking clothes that we had just went to the mall to get, and we was matching in this golden brown, some shit that she had picked out. I don't know where these colors came from. I don't know where all this was. I didn't know nothing. All I knew was, man, it was time to shit or get off the pot. And at that time, I was about to shit on myself. I was stressed. I was tripping. I was bugged out. I called my brother. I said, yo, man, I'm about to get married, dog. And I don't know what's going on. And my stomach is going in knots. I feel like I'm about to throw up. Hey, dude, I need you. I ain't never needed nobody before, but I need you. And my brother said, I got you. I'll be there. So it was our turn to go in the courthouse. And he knew he couldn't come to the courthouse. So he told me, let him know when it was over, and he would meet me wherever I was. And he would stay the whole day with me. And he wanted me to be secure in my choice. And he wanted to make sure that I was okay. So it's our turn in the courthouse. They come calling us and saying, y'all can come in now. And as we're about to walk in, I tell the photographer, I say, mate, hey, man, take this one last picture so you can see us going in. So that as soon as we come out, you can take the picture again and be like, okay, from not married to married. But for some reason, the lady in the courthouse was like, yo, y'all seem so happy and y'all seem so cool. And you know what? There's nobody else getting married. Y'all are our last appointment. There's no worried about COVID or anybody else in here. So I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to let your photographer come in. And I was like, oh, word? But I just had a panic attack in the parking lot. I was starting to have them lately. This wasn't something I had ever had, like not through cancer, not through anything, not through all the stuff that I had to go through as a kid, not through anything. But recently, ever since the cheating and the drugging and the insecurity and the trust and the you don't want to be with me and the yeah, I do want to be with you and the this was a man, I was just having panic attacks. They had never given me warning or anything. So 5 minutes before my wedding, I'm in the parking lot of the courthouse having one of the worst panic attacks in my life. And then we walked in and we go to get married. And we stand in the courthouse and we're waiting on the judge to come out. And I'm sweating and I still don't think it's real. And the photographer's taking pictures and he's like smiling. I'm like, dude, I'm really in my mind like, get the fucking camera out my face. But I'm the dummy that had paid him to be there. Because my wife, well, my fiance, for 5 more minutes, she had to have pictures of everything. Here, take my phone, use my phone. She was posting it before we was even married. Can y'all guess where we are? Like she lived for validation from strangers on Instagram. She communicated with me through Instagram. Like communication was always our problem, mine and her problem. But it was never her problem with anybody else. It wasn't her problem with Stephanie. It wasn't her problem with her fans. So she was communicating on Instagram and pumping it up before we was even married. And he's taking all these pictures. And right then the judge walks out and he don't say anything. He just looks at us and he's like, y'all got rings? And we was like, yeah, we got rings. He said, all right, dearly beloved, family and friends. And I said, whoa, shit. And I dropped down to a knee and he looked at me and he said,
oh, it just got real for you, didn't it?
And I looked at him and I said, yes, sir, it did. And he said,
all right. Well, you got 5 minutes to get yourself together because we about to do this, or we're not.
And shit, we here now. Hey, Judge, I'm ready. Let's go. This is my woman. Let's go. We getting married. Dearly beloved, whatever. Hey, man, I ain't heard shit. Within 6 minutes, all I know is I was married. We was holding up marriage certificates, and we was smiling. She was smiling big. Like if you go back to my Instagram, Facebook, or this somewhere in this pod, you'll probably see pictures of us holding up our marriage certificate. She had the biggest, brightest smile on her face. I've never seen her so happy. I was so in love with that smile. I would do anything in life to see that smile. Even get married. When my stomach, my heart, my head, my breath, my lungs was telling me this ain't what the fuck you supposed to be doing, I did it for that smile. We held up those pictures. My mom jumped in the pictures. We took pictures and we left. To this day, I don't really think there's anybody that's ever seen those wedding pictures. The reason why nobody ever saw those wedding pictures is because I looked a fucking mess. My eyes were glazed over. You would have thought that I took some type of muscle relaxer. You would have thought that I took some kind of Valium. You would have thought that I took something. But you could see in those pictures that I was there, but I wasn't there. So we never shared them with anybody. There was a few that she picked out. That was her smiling. That was our marriage certificate. That was the flowers and stuff. She posted those. She put those out. But she could never put the pictures out of me and her. Because anybody that knew me could see that I was hiding something. I was scared of something. That I was there, but I wasn't there. Kind of way I look right now. Kind of the way I looked a few months ago. It just wasn't, something wasn't there. But she had a boss and a friend by this time. Her name is the Traitor. She had a friend that was portraying herself this whole time as my family. I love y'all. Hey man, y'all are the best I've ever seen. Her friend actually had her other friend who owned a bar, open a bar for us that was closed, decked this whole bar out, and that was our after wedding party. We immediately left the courthouse and went to this wedding party with this girl who threw this celebration of life and love and unity for us. And that's where my brother showed up to. And my brother stayed there with me all day, and he just kept saying, man, you okay? You don't look good. Man, it should be a happy day for you. You don't look good. And I just kept saying, dog, I don't know. I don't feel good. Why am I not happy? Why do I feel like this? But fuck it, man, I sucked it up, man. We married now. Yay, man, I'm married now. I'm married now.
I say I'm married now.
It started feeling good. I mean, just 6 months ago, I was engaged, less than 6 months, and now I'm married. Like, I was feeling like a big girl. I was feeling like a married girl. Like, all the things that I said I would never do, I was doing. All the things that I thought wasn't for me because I was gay and couldn't happen for me. See, when I was young, this wasn't legal. When I moved to Texas, people said, this will never happen. Texas will never let y'all lesbians elope or have love, and guess what? Texas did. All the things that I never thought that I could dream of, I didn't have to dream of no more. I was having them. I'm married. I'm living with my woman. Business is taking off for me. I got 2 Airbnbs now. I'm motherfucking balling with my wife by my side. But things just started getting weird again. I mean, we just got married. Why is it getting weird again? So all through 2021, we just go and I'm letting it be weird, but she's proving her love and showing her love and expressing to me that now we're going to buy a house together and all she wants to be is a housewife, a kept woman. So I'm putting in way more hours. I'm working. At this time, she only has one job, a part-time job. She's not making half the money that's needed to pay the bills, but I didn't really care. I'm working. I'm getting it. I'm making so much money. It didn't matter. We're taking trips. We had started going to Oklahoma to see my little brother, to get her pregnant. We had tried and tried and tried, and it had failed and failed. And I had to watch my wife cry and cry because we couldn't have this baby. All she wanted was a baby that looked like me, that talked like me, that walked like me, that smelled like me, that had my last name. That's why we was using my little brother. It was a joke. We was calling him Uncle Daddy. We told him he was going to be Uncle Daddy. And we told him when the baby finally was like 16 or 17 or 18 and was ever questioning who their father was, we was always going to be able to tell the baby, you can't act like you didn't know because it's your uncle. We had made plans for Uncle Daddy to keep the baby every summer so that he could know the baby and that the baby could know him, but never knew that he was the daddy until the baby was old enough to start questioning. till the baby was an adult and needed to know. Uncle Daddy came through. Uncle Daddy was delivering the little cups of sperm. We was putting in the little, we was doing the thing, the turkey baster, the lesbian thing. She was all on these forums learning exactly how to get pregnant. We was watching ovulation strips. We was on a clock. We was on a watch. We couldn't miss one insemination. Hey, man, we was going hard for all of 21, all of 2022, until around March of 2022. She was getting real weird. My intuition, my gut was starting to feel funny again. Every night my wife was going to bed, she was putting her phone on a charger. She had put an extension cord all the way across the room, ran it across the floor so that she could plug her phone in and tuck it underneath the mattress. And every morning she would get up out the bed before me. She wouldn't say anything to me, and she would sneak into the bathroom and close the door and lock it with that phone. And I would make it in a comment like, yo, how you gonna check the phone before you even check on somebody that you with, that you love, that you're married to? And it started back with that bullshit. You're fucking insecure. I can't stand you because you don't even know who you are anymore. You're just jealous. You're jealous of me. You're jealous that I'm famous and you ain't shit. You do everything you can to steal my light. See, this is what narcissistic ass, sociopathic ass gaslighters do. But I didn't know what those words meant. I thought those was words that people was using on Instagram and just like milking, like trauma and healing and, those things and triggers. I didn't know what those meant. I didn't know if those was real. I didn't know somebody could be a narcissist and a sociopath. Like, I knew what a sociopath was. I'm smart. Don't play crazy. You saw the trailer. You know I got a master's degree that I roll weed on, and she did too. I just didn't know what one looked like. I just didn't know that I could be sleeping with one. I just didn't know that I could be sleeping with somebody that was telling me they loved me every night, that was fucking me every night. See, our sex life had gotten real bad. See, I don't have no problems telling this, man. Cancer messed everything up about me. There was a lot of times that I just couldn't perform. I had surgery where they took everything from me. Everything. No ovaries, no uterus, no nothing. No hormones, no nothing that can make me get that feeling. The only thing that can make me get that feeling was my wife. Sometimes I just had to perform and I couldn't even perform. Like, I know this is probably too much for y'all to be hearing, but what the fuck you think I feel like telling this story? It's too much for me to be telling. But what do I look like saying this about her and not telling the truth about me? There was some times that we went for months and couldn't have sex because I couldn't have sex. I didn't even know what to do, but all I knew was I didn't want to lose my wife, so I was doing whatever she wanted me to do. I was even willing to let her do whatever she wanted to do with whoever she wanted to do, just so I wouldn't lose her. But she told me she didn't want to do nothing with nobody but me. So that's why in March of 2022, our sex life was getting ramped up. It was getting crazy. And I said, you know what? My baby want a house. We want to buy a franchise together. Like, if she's going to have this kid, she only works a part-time job. What money is she going to have if she gets pregnant and can't work? Hey, man, I got to step my game up and get this money. So I decided I was going to go to Vegas for 7 weeks and work. 7 weeks of the summer. I also decided that I was going to do this because I was starting to have those crazy feelings again. Like, my bitch is acting weird. She's on the phone. She texting. She hiding the phone. She would go to sleep and stick the phone in the couch. And when I would ask about it, oh, you're insecure. Oh, you're jealous. Oh, you got problems. Oh, you need to get yourself together. Oh, you're insecure. I was walking on eggshells in my own house for over 1.5 years. But again, who could I tell? Besides my wife, my mama was my only friend, and I wasn't telling her. My older brother had been locked up for the majority of my life, and he had just gotten out, and like he was pretending to be this new man, this Christian man, this man that cared about his sister. So I finally confided in my brother about my wife cheating on me, about my wife drugging me. And the minute that I didn't do something that my brother said, my brother went back to calling me all kind of punk ass dykes. And that's why your stupid ass wife was cheating on you with a man. She need a real man like me. This is the dumb ass shit that my brother was saying to me. And my mama took up for him. And my mama let him say whatever he wanted to say. So who could I tell that I was feeling crazy again? That I was suspecting my wife of cheating again? And why would she be cheating? She just made me marry her. Like, why would I ever think this? Like, oh my God, am I really fucking insecure and crazy like she's been telling me? I gotta be. 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 Cause, I mean, what? I mean, she here. We together every single day. Besides her sticking the phone in the couch when she go to sleep and sticking it under the mattress when she go to bed, everything else was cool. Besides her telling me I'm fucking insecure and I'm a punk and I need to just grow some balls, besides all that, everything was motherfucking great. So it's gotta be me. I gotta be just like crazy. I gotta get back to myself. I gotta know that I can do this on my own. So I made a decision to go out of town for 7 weeks. I made the decision for us to be separate. I said, baby, I'm going to go out of town for 7 weeks and I'm going to get this money for us. I know you're going to be good at home. And we started making jokes. And I said, Ann, this gets to be your single summer, man. Whatever you're going through, or whatever it is, this is your single summer. Hot girl summer. You get to be single. She was a Megan fucking fan. And she was like, yeah, it's going to be my hot girl summer. Yeah, I get to do me. Yeah, do you, bitch. Do you. But it was a joke. I wasn't serious. At least I didn't know. And she wasn't either. At least I didn't know. We played like that. We had bad sense of humor. I always have. Anybody that know me know I got a terrible sense of humor. I got a dry sense of humor. I find humor in the worst of things. But that's how I would always be, to hide my hurt. To not show my emotions. If you peeped one of the other episodes, I said where I'm from, showing your emotions could get you fucked up. So we always made bad jokes, bad timing, bad whatever. So I was like, yeah, it's going to be a single summer. I'm going to be in Vegas for 7 weeks. You get to do what you get to do. You get to have a car. You get to just be free. Learn your independence. All the things that you said you want to do. Go find some friends. Go do this. And that's what she did. And one day I was in Vegas. And we talked every single day, every single night. Before we went to bed, before she woke up, I would call, she would call. We talked every night. But one day, July 9th, 8 days before our 1 year wedding anniversary, my wife called me in Vegas and started this stupid little fight over the phone. Like dumb. Like just wanted to argue, just wanted to fucking fight. And I was on my break at work. And I'm like, yo, you know you can't get my mind crazy before I gotta work. Yo, I gotta focus. You know what I do. Don't fucking do this. And she did it. And she wanted to keep arguing and fighting and arguing and fighting. And I was like, you know what? I'm finna go put in an 18-hour shift. And I need to focus. And it's not like I'm home in Houston. I can't run to her and be like, yo, what are you doing? So I just had to forget about it. And for 3 days, July 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, I didn't hear from my woman. And on the 13th, like clockwork, this motherfucker texts me like, hey, baby, yo. Like she hadn't been missing for 3 days. And I was pissed, but I was happy to hear from my wife. So I was like, yo, baby, like, so you just gonna pop up like you ain't been going nowhere? She's like, girl, stop tripping. You know where I've been. I just been here doing me. And, you know, I was just letting you make it. And again, she spent it around on me. You didn't call me. You wasn't worried about me being okay. You wasn't worried about me being hurt. And I was like, you know what? You right. You sure right. Here I am again. Here I am. Doing a little fucking monkey dance for you. Right, baby? You. It was 4 days from our 1 year anniversary, and she was supposed to be in Vegas. And I kept saying, baby, you gonna make this flight? Are you coming? But she kept making these excuses why she wasn't coming. And needless to say, our 1 year anniversary, she was supposed to come to Vegas. She didn't show up. So I came home. And when she picked me up from the airport, she greeted me with this cousin hug and this cheek kiss. And I was like, yo, what the fuck is that? And it just felt like from that day, that she didn't want me home. And so for 2 weeks, we did this dance. Like, oh, I'm in your way. Oh, she made me feel like a stranger in my own home. Like Deborah Cox. There's a stranger in my house. That type of shit. Like, I didn't know who I was with. We wasn't sleeping together. And keep in mind, I've been gone for 7 weeks. I came back thinking it's about to go down. Sex, whatever. Nothing. She didn't want me there. She made it a point to let me know she wasn't happy that I was home. And she had a schedule and I was fucking it up. And I was like, yo, what is going on? So I addressed it. Remember I said I had been working on me. Remember I said I had been in therapy for 2 years. Well, this was 3 years that I had been in therapy. And I was learning how to communicate. And I was like, baby, I don't know what happened when I was in Vegas. I don't know what the problem is, but ever since I've been home, you make me feel like I don't live here, like I'm bothering you, like you don't want me here, like I need to get the fuck on. But I'm telling you that I'm home, and there's nothing I can do about it. I can't go back to Vegas. That's over. I don't know what you want me to do. And she immediately just took off. She ran into another room. See, this is what my wife would do when things got rough or got tough. She would take off like she did when she drugged me, like she did another time. She would just leave me. But she ran off into another room in the house. She didn't run out of the house. And then 15, 20 minutes, she came back out with a note, with a letter, and she handed it to me. See, this was her way of communicating. She wrote notes, or she would text. She couldn't talk. She didn't want to get caught up in none of her lies. So she wrote me a note, and I stood there and read it right in front of her, and it said, "Dear Nikki, I love you, and I'm so sorry that I've been making you feel like I don't want you home. All I want is you home. But while you've been gone to Vegas, I've been working on my independence. This was the first time I've ever got to be alone, have my own schedule. I'm learning what it is to be an adult, and I'm sorry that I ever made you feel this way, and I don't ever want you to think that I want to be single, and I don't ever want you to think I want to live this life without you. I love you so much, and thank you for bringing this to my attention. And if I ever make you feel like that again, don't hesitate to let me know." And she signed it with her name and my last name. It said, "Love your wife," in her name. And I was like, oh, okay. Ain't I an asshole? Damn, here I am saying that she must be doing something, and all this motherfucker been doing is flexing her independence. Damn, I'm trash. Damn, I'm terrible. So, okay, cool. But the weirdest thing was, ever since I had been home, she had been saying to me, "Hey, I need you to call your Airbnb and get this thing fixed." And I was blowing it off for like 3 weeks. And she kept working my nerves about it. "Yo, had you called and got this fixed in the Airbnb yet? Yo, did you get this fixed in the Airbnb yet?" And one day I fucking snapped. It was a bad day. I told y'all I got a bad attitude sometimes. I'm not perfect. And anybody that thinks they're perfect, try living this life that I was living with this person or whoever this was. And it just wasn't the time. And she came and approached me. She had just come home. And she was like, "Yo, I was just at the Airbnb," and I'm sitting here thinking, well, why? We didn't have it booked with anybody. There was nobody in it. My manager didn't call me and say there was anybody there. And she was like, "See, there you go, focus. Focus on what I'm telling you. Something in it's broken. I've been telling you for 3 weeks. Stop being fucking lazy like you are and get it fixed." So I called him. "Yo, my wife is telling me that something's broken in the Airbnb. Can you fix it?" And they was like, "Sure, we're sorry to hear that. We'll get over there the very next day." Not only did I call him like that, I called him with a fucked up attitude. "Yo, I shouldn't have to be calling y'all. Go over there and fix my Airbnb. Yo, what's the problem? I want that fixed now." The same way that she was pressuring me to get it fixed, I was pressuring them. And I still don't know why she was pressuring me. I was like, "Yo, why do you care so much?" And she was like, "Why do you not care?" And I was like, "Whoa, good question. Touche, my nigga, you got me." So I called him to get it fixed. She and I went to lunch with one of her coworkers. I got the apartments over there fixing my Airbnb. They had just hired a new maintenance man, Paco, Mario, Julio, whatever the fuck his name was. And he grabbed the keys and he ran over there. Like, I'm talking about ran, because I'm on the phone putting pressure on them. So they're putting pressure on him. So Julio, Mario, whatever his name is, he goes over there to fix the Airbnb and he picks a key up and he tries to turn the lock. And they call me with an attitude. And they're like, "Yeah, man, you calling us and pressuring us to fix your Airbnb, but there's somebody in it. It's locked from the inside." And I was like, "Ain't nobody in it. Yo, my manager ain't never told me that we got somebody in it. Why would somebody be in my Airbnb and I don't know about it?" So we're at lunch with her coworker. So I excused myself from the table to go outside and handle business. I'm talking to the apartments and I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm sorry, y'all. Let me call my manager. Maybe my manager put somebody in there in an emergency that I don't know about. You know, it was passive income. I was kind of hands off with it. That's what I was paying a manager for. So I immediately called my manager. I'm like, yo, Winter, what's up? It's Trip. I got the people over there fixing the Airbnb. Hey, first of all, why didn't you tell me something was broken in the Airbnb? And it's been, why do I have to hear from my wife when I'm paying you that something's broken? She's like, Trip, I didn't know. I was like, how did you not know? And here I am, being this educated asshole to somebody that I'm paying, somebody that I'm in partnership with. How did you not know that something's broken? What am I paying you for? And she was like, how would I know? And I'm like, yo, you should know this. I couldn't answer it. My only answer was, you should know this. My wife knows. You should know. So she was like, calm down. Let's get this figured out. And I said, but forget something broken and you not telling me. Hey, man, I just sent them over there to fix it. And they said there's somebody inside because they can't get in. Like, why didn't you tell me we had somebody booked? Like, you was just going to let somebody use the Airbnb and not tell me? And if you haven't been listening, I've been saying I got trust issues. So I'm sitting here thinking, oh, she was just going to have somebody in my Airbnb and take the money and not even pay me because she ain't even told me about it. This is what's going on in my mind. While my wife is sitting there having lunch with her coworker, kikiing and giggling and shooting the shit and drinking. I'm outside handling business, cussing out the apartments and cussing out my manager. And she's like, Trip, chill, calm down. I'm telling you that there's nobody in the Airbnb. Matter of fact, there hasn't been anybody in the Airbnb since July the 9th, when your wife called me and told me to take it off the market because y'all got family coming in town. And I was like, wait, what? Family? I was in motherfucking Vegas. And what family would I have coming in town? So my stomach dropped again. Wait a minute. Family in town. Wait a minute. What dates did you say again, Winter? What dates did my wife call you and tell you to take my Airbnb off the market? She said the dates that you have family in town. July 9th, 10th, 11th, and the 12th. Call me crazy, call me insecure, call me whatever you want to call me, because these are all the things that my wife been calling me, but something, the Lord, the universe, intuition, whatever, said, hey, dummy, before you say anything else, why don't you check your phone and see what those dates were that you and your wife was arguing while you were in Vegas and you didn't hear from her for 3 days. And guess what the dates were? Yeah, I know y'all ain't stupid, because I wasn't stupid. And if you watching this, then you know July 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. Those are the days she had my Airbnb off the market and lied and told my manager I have family coming in town and we needed the Airbnb. I needed the Airbnb. My mind was blown. My heart was blown. I had to play it off on the phone with my manager. I was like, oh, damn, Winter. I forgot about that. You right, man. My fault, dude. But you wasn't going to tell me there's somebody in it. She's like, Trip, there's nobody in it. I guarantee you there's nobody in it. Because not only did your wife take it off those days, she said she would call back and tell us when to put it back on. And she's yet to call back. And see, by this time it was August. So my Airbnb's been offline for a month. Like, what are you talking about, Winter? Wait a minute. My wife is in there. I'm going to go ask her. But before I can go ask her, my phone beeps and it's the apartments. And they say, oh man, Miss Triplet, we are so sorry. There's nobody inside of your Airbnb. Julio, Mario, Juan, whatever his name is, he was in such a rush and you gotta forgive us. He's new. He ran out to go check your Airbnb. Man, he grabbed the wrong keys. He's already gone in there and fixed it. Everything is fixed. It's fine. We're sorry it happened. Disregard that. Nobody's there. We got it done. Enjoy your day. So it was just the wrong keys. Nobody was in there. He fixed it. It was fine. But I guess that was God. Because she had been forcing me to get something fixed that we didn't even know. If it wasn't for her pressuring me, I would have never called. If I would have never called, Juan, Julio, whatever his name, would have never grabbed the wrong keys. If he wouldn't have grabbed the wrong keys, I would have never called my manager with a shitty attitude asking questions, and my manager would have never told me that my Airbnb was off the market because my wife had company in town. So I politely put my pride in my pocket, get my asshole out my stomach, and I walk in there to the table with my wife and her coworker, and I'm like, yo, you're not gonna believe what just happened. Yo, check this out. The craziest shit just happened. Remember you kept pressuring me about getting the Airbnb fixed? And remember I just told you I called them and they said it was locked and this and that? Hey man, I called Winter, and guess what she told me? Man, she told me you called her July 9th or the 8th and told her to take my Airbnb offline. And you never told me, what's that all about? And her coworker was sitting there and said, yeah, I think this is a good time for me to go to the party. Sounds like y'all need to talk. And she looked at me with a straight face, calm, cool, collected, wasn't sweating, wasn't nothing. She's like, baby, chill, calm down. Don't act like that. My boss, you know, our friend, our family, you know, the white girl. Hey man, she's been getting beat by her boyfriend. He's been beating the shit out of her in front of her kid. Can you believe that she was staying in a hotel and he came and drug her through the hotel lobby by her hair, and she just took off and had to get away with the baby, and she was going to get another hotel. And I said, you know what? This is my chance to finally be a friend. This is my chance to finally make a decision that you never let me make. So I made a decision and let her use the Airbnb. Just chill, calm down, don't do this. It was her. She was using it. Oh my God. I am trash again. I'm questioning you and you just was playing Captain Save-A-Ho. Oh God, you're going through all this on your own and I'm in Vegas not even knowing what you're going through. Oh, I'm a terrible person. Oh, I am insecure. Oh, I am crazy. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this to my wife. She was like, yeah, man, just chill. Like, you really be thinking things too far. But anyway, did they fix the Airbnb? Yeah. Did Winter put it back online? Yeah. And she kissed me in my mouth and said, well, baby, that's all we got to worry about. Chill. And her coworker came back to the table. We talked for 10 more minutes and we left, but I wasn't buying it. I wasn't feeling it. It was too convenient. You was gone for 3 days. You took my Airbnb off the market for 3 days. I'm still questioning. So we get in the car and I was like, yo, so tell me again the story about your boss needing to use my Airbnb. Tell me the story again about her baby daddy beating the shit out of her in front of the kid. Tell me the story again. And let me ask you something. If I call her, because she's my family, we got each other's numbers. We talk outside of you. We drink and eat outside of you. We friends. If I call her and ask her, is she going to tell me the exact same thing? And this is the first and only time I've ever questioned my wife like that. This is the first and only time I've ever had to say, I'm going to call somebody else. Because I've known my wife to be a liar. But her lies were stupid, and I always knew through them. And I never had to question them, because I knew that they were lies. I knew what was lies and what wasn't. I just let her go along with them. I didn't really trip. I didn't care about arguing over stupid things for 12, 14 fucking years. But this time, hey, if I call the white girl that you say is getting drugged through the lobby, if I call our family member, if I call our friend, will she say the exact same thing? She said, well, I pray that you don't. But yes, she will. I said, yo, this is too much. Please, we're driving down the street. Stop at the store. I need to get a cigarillo. I need to smoke some weed. This isn't making sense. I'm feeling crazy. I'm questioning you. You telling me straight up the answers. I'm looking stupid. I'm looking paranoid. I am looking insecure and crazy like you've been calling me. I can't believe I'm doing this. Man, just let me get a cigarillo so I can smoke a blunt. So we pull up at the store and I get out the car. And instead of walking in front of the car, sometimes I look dumb. Sometimes I act dumb, but I'm not dumb. Instead of walking in front of the car, I walk behind the car. And I look through the back windshield or whatever you call it, the back glass, and I see my wife picking up her phone and texting at the speed of a motherfucking jackrabbit race. I was in the store 30 seconds to get a cigarillo, and I come back out and she ain't had no phone. She acting like ain't nothing. You ready, baby? Let me roll this blunt for you, because I'm your wife. Let me take care of you. Let me calm your nerves. You should never feel like that. I'm so sorry that you feel like that. That's her rubbing me, consoling me, rubbing my head. Oh, baby, I can't believe. And so I looked at her and I said, you mean to tell me right now, I'm asking you, if I call your boss, is she going to say the same thing? And she looked at me again and said, again, I'm going to tell you, I wish that you wouldn't. But yeah, she'll tell you the exact same thing. There's no other story than that. And it's fucked up if you call her and ask her about her getting beat. And it's fucked up if you call her and ask her about her baby daddy dragging her through the lobby by her hair. This is going to embarrass her. And then you're going to put our business out there. You're going to put her business out there. And I was just being a friend. And I was just trying to help her. And I asked a few more questions and I let it go. I never called her boss. I didn't call her boss because if it was true, then I would be looking insecure and jealous and crazy to her boss. And if it was false, then I don't know how I would be looking. And I don't know what would be going on. So sometimes I guess the best thing to know is to know nothing. So I just never called. I never said anything. I never asked. This was August, September 2022. It was never the same since. After that incident, I just kept questioning her. I just kept asking questions. I just kept seeing her boss. I just kept whatever. I never felt good. And from that time on, she never let me out of her sight. She made me come to every one of her classes. She told me unless I was dead or at work or hurt, I better be in the classes. And she would edify me so big in those classes. She would tell everybody, yo, if y'all ain't never met this beautiful, sexy black thing over here, this is mine. This is my wife. Anybody that didn't know me, she made sure that they knew who I was. This is my wife. This is all me. Look at this sexiness. This is all me. This is my wife. And in the studio, that's the way she would act. But at home, she would treat me like I was the scum of the fucking earth. You ain't shit. I don't even know if I want to be with you. I ain't wearing no rings no more. She would take off her rings and just throw her rings. Didn't care about no wedding rings. And I was like, yo, please stop embarrassing me like that. Please wear your rings. I'm begging this girl. Please wear your rings. The same girl that had just begged me and forced me to marry her to prove my love. Now I'm like, oh, please wear your rings. Don't embarrass me in front of these white folks, these rich people going out not wearing your rings and I'm wearing mine. Please wear your rings. Why are you acting like this? Can we go to counseling? What's going on? Oh my God, am I crazy? One day she would say she wanted to be with me and the next day she wouldn't. So I finally got myself together. It was September 25th. My friend flew in from New York to be with me. I had planned my own birthday party. I had planned my own birthday everything. And she said she was going to take me on a trip. But I paid for everything. I did everything for myself for my birthday because she didn't give a fuck about me no more. And she had no problems showing it. She didn't give a fuck about nothing else. And so my friend flew here to be with me for my birthday. But at the same time, to see if all the things that I was calling her, crying about was true. And when she got there and stayed with us for a week, my wife turned back into the perfect wife. Every morning she had breakfast ready for me and my best friend. She had dinner ready for me and my best friend. Every 5 minutes she kept a blunt rolled. You know, there was a song that says by Rick Ross, I love a bitch that knows to keep me one rolled. That was her favorite line. And she would always bring me a blunt on a tray and be like, don't you love a bitch that knows to keep you one role? This is the role that she played. She was my everything, and she liked to pretend to be that role. She wanted to be a kept woman, and she was. All she had to do was keep a blunt rolled, keep me and herself sexually satisfied, and I would handle everything else. I'm out getting money every day. I'm working. I'm gambling. Everything I can do to get this extra money. I'm paying for trips. I'm taking her on trips. I pay for my own birthday. I pay for my own birthday dinner. I pay for my own birthday party. The same party that she invited her brother to, her family to. They came. I'm there. Every picture I took, she wanted to jump in my picture. We went to the club. I didn't drink anymore. She popped bottles. I paid for them. How am I paying for my own fucking birthday, but she's in every picture celebrating like she did it? And the very next day, my birthday, September 27th, on September 28th, my wife deactivated her Facebook account. And she told me it was because Facebook was childish. She didn't want to do Facebook anymore. She was going to focus her life and her career on Instagram. She was going to migrate all her followers and fans in her mind to Instagram, and that's what she was going to use. And Facebook was whack, and she didn't want to mess with it no more. But the truth was, starting September 28th of 2022, my wife started erasing me off of her Facebook. She started wiping her Facebook clean, but she did it with it closed so that I would never know. She did it on the 28th so that I couldn't post any pictures from my entire birthday weekend with her on it. She did it because the dude that she had been cheating with, his mom was both of our Facebook friends. And she had been lying to the both of them and telling them that it was over for the longest. It was over 4 years ago. And then we were just staying together as roommates. She did it because she couldn't cover her lies anymore. See, he didn't have a social media, but his mom did. His mom kept up with our life. His mom liked and loved everything we did. His mom was like, y'all was such a beautiful couple. And this whole time, his mom knew that my wife was still fucking her son.